Texans visiting the team that had the bye out of the AFC, the big bad Baltimore Ravens, and sitting at 9.5-point favorites and minus 400 on the money line. Still got to take a look at what the weather's going to be like in Baltimore, but CJ Stroud, first road playoff game. Going to see how you talk about how loud that stadium was in Houston last week. See how loud Baltimore can get for you. And this big bad team that knows how to score points against very, very good teams. We'll see if the defense can keep up with Lamar Jackson. What do you have here? 9.5. I know you've been saying so far throughout this show today that you can't count anything out. I know that they sat out last week. You're talking about the Ravens. I don't see it. I don't see it. And that's no disrespect to anybody on Houston.
I'm checking. I just want to see if there's any updated forecast for what we're seeing for this game. So right now, again, it's early. It's only Tuesday, so a lot can change between now and then. But right now they're saying for Houston at Baltimore, cold and breezy, temp in the upper 20s with 15-mile-an-hour sustained wind, gust to around 30. So it's not going to impact play too much, but it's certainly not ideal. And if that gets worse, I mean, edge to Baltimore for sure. I mean, if this turns into more of a ground game, I don't think Houston has a chance. I mean, their only way to stay in this game is to air it out like they've been doing. I'm very curious to see like how fresh Baltimore looks like in the first quarter of this game, right? They're coming off the bye and they didn't play, like, all their starters didn't play in week 18 too. Like Lamar is going to be pushing 3 weeks since he's played contact football. And you wonder if there's going to be just a little bit of rust there. I think nine's too much. Like, I think looking at the board here, like I think if I'm picking a side, I'm taking the Texans with the points, and I'm probably in the other game, I think I'm going to take the Packers with the points. I just think they've both done enough offensively to prove that they can hang in games, and they're tough teams to blow out. So I'm excited for this game, and I'll tell you what, CJ Stroud has already done more than enough to impress me for years and years and years. My God, they came out and they win this game. Like I don't even know what to say here. So I like the Texans with the points. Again, another game that I'm very curious to see where this line goes, and I just think there's a balance between the team that's coming in, fully healthy and well rested versus the team that's rolling, coming in with all the confidence in the world after just hanging a 45 piece against one of the best defenses in the NFL. And they're playing with house money. I mean, it's similar to Green Bay and Dallas. There was zero pressure on Green Bay in that game. Like if they lose, well, they were supposed to lose. And if they win, it's all upside and it's all celebrations here. And I think if you're the Texans, you're in the exact same boat. So I think of all the games, I'm most excited for this game. I just can't get enough of watching CJ Stroud throw the football. I mean, my God, what a beautiful ball that guy throws. It's just the touch is there. So I like the Texans with the points. And I don't know, dude, if I end up drinking myself into oblivion this week to try to mask my Eagles depression, I may get myself on the Texans money line. I think I'm a believer in CJ Stroud.
At plus 315, lot of juice there, sir.
It's funny enough because I was like, I'm waiting for the Birds to lose so I can hop on the Ravens bandwagon because I just love Lamar. Then I see this matchup and it's like, oh, I might have to pump the brakes on that. What's up, Texans? I'm with you, Kenny. I'm probably going to take the Texans with the points. I'm real interested to see this game. David Njoku had a good game last game. Isaiah Likely's been playing a huge role for the Ravens down the stretch. I was interested to see how the loss of Mark Andrews would cost the Ravens in the playoffs. I'm really interested to see how he goes off in this game, how he plays. I think the Texans are going to be cool on the edge. I think it's funny because everyone's waiting for Lamar to have that big playoff game. And interestingly enough, I don't know if this is going to be the one. Like, I don't know if there's a situation for him to have like that explosive game. I think it's going to be more so of him taking care of the ball, making plays, extending with his legs, getting out of pressure. I want to see how Will Anderson does. They try to move him around to try to spy Lamar. It's going to be a real interesting matchup. Like, I think, I don't know why FanDuel, I guess I'm missing something, but I feel like this is way closer than it actually is. I'm feeling it should be more so of like a 5 or maybe a 4.5. I could be tweaking. I feel like this matchup is way closer than they think. I'm gonna take the Texans with the points. I think CJ Stroud has a game.
I just feel like it's the weather factor definitely has to be an advantage for Baltimore. Again, sure. Texans coming off a game with weather not being a factor at all, playing in the dome, and now we're going to go to a cold atmosphere. We got to bundle up. Hey, hands are going to be cold.
Where's CJ come from now?
That's true.
Columbus. Plenty of games out there like
Plenty of games out there. So it's and late in the season. But again, you're right. I think the biggest, Kenny, you're right on this one. I think the biggest point here is the rust that we could potentially see with Lamar Jackson and the offense. Talking about fast starts, we got two teams out of the Texans and the Packers that put up over 40 plus, where there you start fast, the game is in the palm of your hands. And as we move to the Packers and the 49ers, our night game at 8:16, San Francisco hosting, again, the bye team, the team that sat out last week, the 49ers hosting the Packers after a 48-point rout against the Cowboys. Again, 9.5-point favorites, 370 on the money line for the Packers. Jordan Love's in a good spot. And again, another thing to mention here with what you're saying, Kenny, is a great point as well. It's all house money for the Packers moving forward. It's all house money for the Texans moving forward. If the Packers can start hot, put a little bit of pressure on the 49ers, they might be able to hang in this one, especially with the run game. But I just feel like with their pass rush, Chase Young and Nick Bosa are going to find a way to just close the pocket for Jordan Love and force him to get the ball out fast. And I don't see it.
God, I want the Packers to win this game so bad. It would be it would be so much. It would be so much fun. Man. Look, it's like this is definitely. I mean, what they closed as, I think, like they were getting 7, maybe 7.5 some places against Dallas. So I guess the 9.5 line against a much more superior Niners team makes sense. But again, throw in the potential rust factor. Again, it'll be 3 weeks since Brock Purdy has had to play real NFL offense here. I just think it's going to be a matter of like, which team gets more stops. And obviously conventional wisdom points to San Fran. I mean, their defense is far superior, but like, dude, they got the total at this at 50.5. I mean, I think Vegas clearly thinks this game is going to be just a lot of offense on both sides. And it's just a matter of, can the Packers again find a way to establish that run game early? I mean, if Aaron Jones is just clicking early and they're able to extend drives, get into a little bit of rhythm, I think they're going to be able to hang here. Like, I think this is one where, similar to, how we talked about the Cowboys matchup, like I think in the first quarter, you're going to know if the Packers have a shot in this game. If they go 3 and out, 2 of the first 3 drives, I mean, it's probably over. But if they can get Aaron Jones going, get that play action game working, take a little bit of pressure off of Jordan Love, I do think he's going to have to use his legs a lot more this game. He didn't have to at all last week, and he's got a little bit of mobility in him. He doesn't rely on it a whole lot here. But dude, like, it's just I've seen too much unbelievable football from CJ Stroud and from Jordan Love to lay this many points on the opposing teams that haven't played ball in 3 weeks. So like, I'm not going out on a limb and saying I think both dogs are going to win, but I think as we sit here on Tuesday, I think both these lines are too high, and I would take the points. And again, my prediction is both of these numbers are at least a point lower the closer we get, unless the weather deteriorates in Baltimore. We'll have to see.
No, I agree. I think I just think the key for the Packers really is just not going down early. I think the only way they really don't cover is they have to battle back late, and maybe they just have a drive where they battle down with CMC and get a late touchdown. I think the Packers kind of not match up the best, but on the edges with the weapons that we have, I think we don't match up worse you can. And this game's going to be like a gadget play off between the two coaches. So I think really this is a game where anything can happen. And if it's not really like there's way too much nuance in this matchup to not lay the points, I think. Like, there's so many different avenues that these coaches can go and different ways this game can go. Between the Packers, between Jordan Love can make plays, Aaron Jones can take game over by himself, Brock Purdy could be in for his imminent collapse. You don't know. Like, there's way too many factors in this game. I'm going to err on the side of the points. Go Packers, man. I'm with y'all now. I got cheese on my head today.
I got cheese in my head today. I'm just hoping that, like, we're not seeing one team that's dominant and talking about, over-unders, one team that has to carry that. Yeah. You got 50.5 in the Packers game. You would have to assume that you're going to get a shootout, 28-24, 31-27, something like that. At least keep it interesting and have, these teams that are obviously the heavy underdogs not get blown out early. But we've just shown the whole mood switch and the mood swing from what we saw out of the Houston Texans and the Packers putting up an insane amount of points against really, really good teams.
I'm thinking like a 27-20. Like, I don't know. Come down to the last drive, whatever happens, there happens type shit.
And you put it.
I think the one thing the Packers done a good job of is they Jordan Love is so good at protecting the ball. I mean, the guy just doesn't turn the ball over. I mean, you just look at you look at the scores from their games this year. Like, they don't blow out a lot of teams, with the exception of, I guess, Dallas in the wild card round, but they don't get blown out either. I mean, this is a team that has just played close games really against everybody for the majority of their year here. So I know, like, San Fran has more blowout potential than probably any offense in the NFL right now, but I believe in the Packers' ability to establish the run, keep this close, and Jordan Love to just not make mistakes and give away possessions. And if that's the case, man, I think they can keep this within 10.